Welcome to your in-depth horoscope forecast for week commencing the 24th of August for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now, especially if you do comment, because I do answer every single one. Also, you can join Elisa and I on the daily astrology and video show. You can see your written daily horoscope there. I explain the dominant astrological feature of each day. Elisa gives a more spiritual dimension. Or you can download now, free, beneath here, your natal horoscope report to find out exactly where all your planets are located. Now this week begins with the Sun in the sign of Virgo still, along with Mercury. Now Mercury, of course, is the ruler of Virgo, so this presents an opportunity for precision. But we're going to need it this week because on Tuesday there's a quarter moon in the more exuberant, buccaneering sign of Sagittarius. And it's possible that this could see us promise to do things for people in good faith, which may prove actually a bit difficult to deliver upon. Or if we're someone who's very conscientious at the best of times, it may seem that other people's demands are really closing in on us. So it's just a reminder to reinforce our boundaries. Now Mars, the planet of desire, is still in a right angle with Saturn. This has been going on all month. And of course Saturn is in retrograde, as is Mars. So the clue here is that if we're wanting to make progress about something, we're probably going to need to factor in that it might not go quite as quickly as we like, because Saturn can be like almost a brake that restricts and limits us and creates frustration, quite frankly. But Venus is definitely the dominant planet this week and forges a number of very interesting angles. On Monday and Tuesday, she's pushing us to go outside our comfort zone, be a bit more experimental. If we're in a relationship where we're basically happy, but it's become rather too mundane, Venus and Uranus are saying, look, can we change things up a bit? Reimagine how we can do things to recreate the spark. But also Pluto is in conflict with Pluto this week. Now, tiny Pluto is very influential because it is about power. And so when we have Venus opposite Pluto, somebody could offer us something. It may be to do with a business proposition, it may be a financial situation, or it may be affection. It could even be sex. But when Pluto's involved in the mix, we need to be a little bit aware of as to if there's any leverage involved, any catch. But someone may really present something or themselves in such an alluring way, it may be very hard to resist. And also Venus is forging a quite beautiful angle to Neptune. This is one of the most glorious of all the Venus-Neptune angles, and it can promote the potential for true love. But it is also true to say that Venus is in opposition with Jupiter, which is rather an exuberant link, which kind of encourages us to have fun, to be, although Jupiter's weakened in the sign of Capricorn, it is saying, look, if we can break out and enjoy the good things in life, perhaps spoil ourselves a little bit, because Jupiter can be in Capricorn about luxury, and Venus in Cancer is about creating a reality that's rather warming and comforting. So you can see an enormous welter of different planetary influences. The best thing each of us can do is be conscious of sincerity, because with Venus in Cancer, it's a very nurturing, it's a very lovely location, and it can bring out the more mothering instincts within us. But I think if there is somebody perhaps dazzles us with that Uranus energy, who's rather different and dashing, just be conscious of the Pluto energy as well, because the potential for something magical is there this week, but also for some kind of grand deception too. Your specific forecast, Gemini, shows Venus, the planet of love, affection, but also loot, in the sign of Cancer, which can be very good for you, you know. This can help you to build up your resources. It can also tempt you to splash some out, But the angle on Monday and Tuesday between Venus and Uranus does ask you, as I've been mentioning recently, to try to think of the way you can reimagine or rework, repurpose a past skill, experience or knowledge in a way which you can manifest as an improvement in your finances in the here and now. So do really think about how you can be more creative about all those things you've learnt or worked with or done before. Tuesday, however, does see a quarter moon in your opposite sign. Someone close to you could be a little bit out of sorts, may need your support, or you may find yourself stuck in between two people you're fond of who are not getting on quite so well. Yes, you could find yourself as the mediator. But this week also sees Venus in a glorious angle to Neptune. If you are a light worker, if you work through spirit, or you work in a more practical way, caring and helping for people, some kind of reward. It could be a thank you, it could be a bunch of flowers, maybe it's going to be something more substantive, or you can come up with an idea or use your skills in a way which does create a greater sense of self-worth, and that draws some literal magic to you. But there are some more complications this week because Mars, the planet of drive, is in your sector of the future, and it is being challenged by Saturn, which is in your sector of business. And some toggling may be necessary in terms of your expectations. Something might not go quite as quickly as you would like. But I think this week is a lot about faith, and it's a lot about how much love you can give or share. And if it's invested in the right situation with the right people, something really quite splendid can happen. It's just with Pluto, someone could promise something that sounds so good, but when it comes down to it, there may be some kind of hidden catch which isn't apparent at the outset. Then again, what can come to you could be a very amorous advance from someone. Venus opposite Pluto is about as hot as it gets across the 2nd and 8th houses. This is very, very sensual stuff. And if you are wanting your love life to become more dramatic and interesting, Pluto can certainly make it happen. But equally, you could be very generous of spirit with Venus in opposition to Jupiter. But I wouldn't invest in a grand gesture yourself unless you're really sure it's for the right reason. And if it is, then that could be really a lovely thing to do. So this week has lots of threads to it, but I do think your relationship, not just to others, but your relationship to yourself and also money, is going to be part of this. Thank you so much for having joined me. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to ascend above your zodiac sign and embrace more serious astrology, please check out my affordable range of astrology reports. You can get 30% off a forecast and a character analysis, or you can check out my one-to-one consultations and see my testimonials below. But for now, stay safe, take care, and good luck.